Good morning. Thank you for tuning in to Voice of Reason Boston on WEZE 590. And this morning we will have a survivor talking about her story, about domestic violence, how her batterer left her wheelchair bound. She was born in Port-au-Prince, Haiti, and she came into the U.S. Due to her situation. And we also have Carmelle Bonhometre from Afab, Association of Haitian Women, which she is the director of domestic violence. And she's here to support Nathacha because when Nathacha came in, she was one of the first resources advocate person that helped Nathacha move forward with her life. And we're going to introduce Nathacha, and I will be translating. I will be translating for her, because she will be speaking Haitian Creole. I will do my best to translate for everyone to hear that speaks English, so bear with me and be patient with me as well. Good morning, Nathacha.
Good morning, Tamisha. I'm doing well, thank you.
Okay. So, ça nous va le faire, nous allons introduire, nous allons parler en créole, après, nous allons faire pour en anglais. Nous allons traduire en anglais.
You can summarize.
And I will also try to summarize too. That's good. Okay.
No, c'est Nathacha Louis.
My name is Nathacha Louis.
Je sorti en côté Haïti qui est Hinche.
I came from a place in Haiti called Hinche.
Moi c'est un survivor domestic violence.
I'm a survivor of domestic violence.
Moi sous wheelchair konya même pas fait comme ça.
I'm in a wheelchair right now, but I was not born like that.
Vin sous wheelchair cause domestic violence, m'ba l'expliquer ça passé.
I'm in a wheelchair due to my domestic violence situation, and I am going to explain how that happened.
Moi avec un monsieur.
I was dating a man.
Nous sorti pour un pile temps, nous fait 5 ans.
We were dating for at least 5 years.
Yeah. Our
relationship in the beginning was going great.
After
that, in our relationship, after the 5 years, he started being very, very abusive with me. He started controlling me. He would call me on the phone, and when I didn't pick up, he would repeatedly call me again. He would call me and say, "What are you doing? Where are you going?" I found out he was in another relationship, and I was trying to end our relationship, but he was trying to call me all the time. I realized, and I came to know that he was in a he was dating other women, several women, not just me. And I wanted to give my life a different direction, and I didn't want to continue this relationship anymore. And that's when the abuse started. In November 18th of 2003, he came to my house to have a conversation with me, to speak to me. I didn't let him come inside my house. We stayed outside, and then I went into his car with him to talk. And he's asking me questions. Are we going to get back together or not? And I told him, no, we're not getting back together. And he was in the car, and he got down. He got out of the car, excuse me. And he came and stood next to me. The door to the car was open.
Et puis pendant li campé sous bord droite moi,
while he was standing on my right-hand side,
et nen li a parlé avec moi, la dit comme ça, est-ce que m'te jamais te remene?
and he was telling me, "Oh, did you ever love me?"
Li dit ça 3 fois.
And he said that 3 times to me.
Et puis moi ouais li ouvert et globe compartment machine nan devant.
And I noticed that he opened the glove compartment in front of me.
Et moi dit comme ça, qui ça chercher là?
And I told him, "What are you looking for?"
Parce que m'connais li fumer cigarette.
And I know he smoked cigarettes, so that came to my mind.
Et moi dit comme ça, puis m'ga fumer cigarette dans visage moi.
And I told him, "Please don't smoke cigarettes in front of me."
Et li dit non, c'est pas cigarette m'a chercher.
He said, "No, I'm not looking for a cigarette.
M'a chercher chiclette pour manger.
I'm looking for a piece of gum to eat."
Et li dit comme ça, oh li pas ouais et chiclette là nan gomme nan globe compartment là mais gen li sous chaise côté m'chita.
And he said, I can't find the gum. Maybe it's on the chair that you're sitting on."
Moi dit mbe bam descend machine nan pour ka chercher ni.
And then I told him, "Let me get out the car so that you can get it."
Li dit non, pas besoin descend machine nan.
And he said, "No, you don't need to get out the car."
Ou ka fon ti baisser do.
He said, "Can you just bend down a little bit?"
Et pendant baisser do pour ka chercher chiclette là côté.
And while I'm bending my back down for him to look for it,
Et nen il laisse li prend zam nan tirer nan do moi.
and that's when he pulled out a gun and shot me in my back.
Li tirer moi et puis boulette là rentre nan spinal cord ni.
So once he shot me, the bullet went through my spinal cord.
Et même côté moi perdu visage tout deux pieds moi.
And at that same moment, I lost the 2 feelings of my feet.
Et m'ba ka descend machine nan sel ça m'a fait m'a brûler en moi.
And I couldn't get out of the car. The only thing I was doing is just screaming help.
Comme c'était devant la caille moi.
Since it was in front of my house when this happened,
Et tout le monde dans l'appartement côté me derité yo commencé sortir vinn garder yo tant voir.
the neighbors around my home just came out to look what was going on.
Et yo vini puis porter me secours.
And they came to help me.
Mais avant que l'autre monde était venu, c'était un monsieur qui était kon faire mécanicien.
Before my neighbors came out, there was just one guy that was a mechanic. He saw me.
Yeah. C'est lui même qui ouais moi avant et c'est lui même qui campait avec qui fait monsieur a pas de courir avec pas de tirer plus.
The mechanic was the only person that saw me at that moment to help me, to stay with me, so my batterer wouldn't take me or leave me in the car and try to shoot me again.
Après ça l'autre monde vini, maman vini tout.
And after that, my mom came and other people started coming.
Yeah, tout le monde la caille moi cousin moi vini.
All my family members in the house was running out.
Et Haïti différent de l'autre pays développé,
So-
il y a une ambulance que nous t'ai les sur le champ.
At the time, in Haiti, it wasn't really developed where the U.S. is very developed, so there wasn't any ambulance that could come and get me.
Et c'est lui-même encore qui prend qui mène à l'hôpital avec femme.
And unfortunately, the batterer was the only person who came to bring me to the hospital.
Et pendant la machine avec la courir passer l'autre côté, gèle dans l'esprit li pas comme ça pour le faire ce qu'elle pour fin si ma famille moi ou bien c'est pour mener me kay docteur.
At the time when we were in the car with my mom, and he's trying to bring me to the hospital, but he was going different places because he was panicking. He didn't know what to do or what he was thinking. We didn't know, but he didn't bring us to the hospital directly.
Yeah. Et by grâce bon Dieu, il vient décider mener me kay docteur.
By the grace of God, he just brought us to the hospital.
Et c'est le moment que docteur y aurait les docteurs sur le champ et puis ils viennent réaliser que boulette la arrêté en dedans moi.
And once we got in the hospital, the doctors came and they found out that the bullet was just stuck in my back.
Et ils m'ont demandé pour me capable opérer sur le champ.
And then they asked me to operate right that moment.
Ils ont retiré boulette là en dedans moi.
They took the bullet out,
Mais spine n'a été dommagé.
but my spine is just, it's not,
Damage.
it's damaged, excuse me.
Ça veut dire qu'on y a l'homme pas qu'à utiliser deux pieds,
So right now I cannot use both of my legs. I'm just in a wheelchair for the rest of my life.
Moi, prends courage pour capable parler de l'histoire, moi.
I have the courage to talk about my story
Parce que moi réalisé que domestique violence c'est pas un bagage qui supposé à passer dans pièce société pour faire victime comme ça.
I realized that domestic violence should not be happening and no one should be going through domestic violence in this age today.
Et ce plan justice qui step nous te prend pour nous capable pour engager une justice.
Well, the steps that we took to try to find justice,
Parce que mes séances c'est un monde qui est affilié avec politique.
so in Haiti, the batterer was affiliated with the government in Haiti.
Yo arrêté li jour après que me fin prend balle après opération dans avant jour 5h du matin yo arrêté.
So they arrested him in Haiti the day after I had my operation at 5 a.m. in the morning.
Et yo mette li dans prison pour 2 jours seulement li passé.
And he was only held in jail for 2 days.
Li rentré dans prison le 19, mais prend balle la 18 dans la soirée, yo arrêté le 5h du matin qui 19.
So I was operated on November 18th, and then he went into jail November 19th.
And yo lage li November 21.
20. Okay. So excuse me. They released him from jail November 21st.
Depuis là ça m'a cherché justice,
Ever
m'a
since-
déposé plainte.
Ever since then, I was looking for justice, and I'm still looking for justice.
M'a déposé plainte, moi
I complained.
rencontré avec juge, m'a ben interview,
I interviewed with the judge. I spoke to the judge.
j'ai avocat qui travaille sur question même pas jeune justice.
I've had attorneys who worked on my case, but still to this moment, I still didn't get my justice.
M'a trouvé li juste pour on monde faire on monde qualité travail comme ça et puis pour mon a souffrir pour rester la vie et puis mon nan libre les deux.
I don't think it's fair for me looking for my justice, and this person who did this to me is still out there lingering in Haiti, doing what he can do, and I'm here suffering in a wheelchair.
Moi vinn quitter Haïti, moi vinn aux États-Unis.
I left Haiti and I came to the U.S.
L'homme vini dans US, moi pas voulu retourner à Haïti pour me protéger la vie moi.
When I left Haiti to come to the U.S., I didn't want to go back to Haiti because I just wanted, to be safe.
Et c'est premier contact que me fait c'est Afab, moi remercie Madame Carmelle.
When I first came to the U.S., which is Boston, Massachusetts, I first encountered Carmelle. Thank you very much, Carmelle.
Et c'est Carmelle qui aide moi joindre ressources pour l'hôpital, pour côté pour me rester.
And when I met Carmelle, she was the one who provided me resources, hospitals, and a place to stay.
Et Carmelle fait contact avec avocat pour moi.
And Carmelle found an attorney for me
Pour travailler sur question pour me organiser moi légalement.
to help me with, living here in Boston legally.
Et moi j'ai un spécial remerciement m'a bail pour Phoenix House.
And I also would like to say thank you to Phoenix House.
C'est Phoenix House qui t'a accueilli moi qui ba moi côté pour me capable rester pour me capable commencer une nouvelle vie.
And it was because of Phoenix House who opened their doors for me to stay with them to help me move forward with my life and have a place to stay.
Oui, merci directrice Chris Mendez.
And I thank the director, Chris Womendez, very much for that.
Et toujours supporté jusqu'à présent.
And she's still supporting me as we speak today.
Moi vin régler tout à fait légal. Moi vin légal.
I handled all of my affairs, and I'm legal in this country.
Et moi décidé pour me tourner l'école.
And I decided to go to school,
Et moi t'ai allé dans UMass Boston.
and I went to UMass Boston,
Et moi décoché un bachelor degree in psychology.
and I obtained my Bachelor's of Science in Psychology.
Et que moi voulais continuer travailler dans master's degree mais pour me capable gagner un MBA dans business administration.
And I'm going to continue to further my education in obtaining my master's in business administration.
Moi c'est un monde qui vraiment qui développe une sorte de courage là kay moi.
And I really, throughout this process, I really developed some kind of encouragement in my life.
Pour m'pa vle quitter ça crivé nan définir mon moi.
I don't want what happened to me to define who I am.
Moi vle servir avec expérience moi pour capable motiver l'autre fille
I want to use my experience to motivate other young women
qui t'a qu'à trouver une situation côté il a pas abusé
where they would be in a position where they're being abused.
pas arrêter là
Don't stay in that relationship.
chercher ressources dans communauté côté
Find resources in your community where you're living.
parler à monde qui connaît pas kembel pour compte.
Don't hold the domestic violence problem that you're having to yourself. Share it with someone.
Parce que connaît il pas facile pour parler à monde des fois ou sentir ou gêné ou honte.
Sometimes it's hard to speak to someone, to share your story. It could be difficult. It is difficult, but don't give up.
Non, parce que pas besoin que monde cap juger, pas gen monde qui responsable pour monde faire abus.
Don't worry about being judged because you're not responsible for someone who is abusing you.
Monde qui abuse c'est lui-même qui pas gen place dans société. Abuser
The abuser,
il pas gen place dans société.
the abuser is the one that does not have a place in society.
Mais ou même qui se vive là ou gen place pour
But for you as the victim, you have a place in this society to share your story with others.
c'est ça que devrais partager avec.
And this is the story that I wanted to share with you all today. Thank you, Nathacha, for sharing your story. Merci pour ça ou dit nous aujourd'hui. Carmelle,
Yeah, it has been a
what
lot.
can we say?
I heard the story so many times, but I have to tell Nathacha that I'm so proud of you. So finally you decided after so many years to really come out publicly to talk about it, because as we are speaking right now, the abuser is still in Haiti, and he has been working under a different government, and he's a very powerful guy. So for her to have the courage to come today and tell her story, and I think we need to really to encourage that and say that we are really proud of you. And like she said, Afab was the first organization that she came to when she just came to the United States. And she went through a lot. Even when she first came here, I remember she was living in an apartment. In order for her to go to see a doctor, somebody has to carry her down the stairs. I think she was living on the second or third floor. Somebody has to carry her every single time that she has to go out, because her apartment wasn't really fit for handicap. So somebody has to carry her, and for her now to be what she is right now, she went to school, she graduated, she got her own apartment now, she's working. And I think we need to, like she said, she didn't let the domestic violence really define her. And I'm sure she got a long way still to go, and she will never forget what happened to her. But at the same time, I think by not having justice for what happened to her, I think that's the only handicap that she has right now.
Yes, definitely.
And also the lines are open. If you have questions for us, we can definitely try to answer them. The number is 617-328-7514. And this is an important story to share because we have young women till this day who are still suffering from the hands of their abuser because they are number one financial support. They're the ones who are providing the shelter for the person to stay, or they're in the fear that if they're in this country illegally, that they may be detained and go back home, or in children. And this is something that, it's still going on in our community, but we want to say thank you, Carmelle, for being one of her primary resources. The resources are there. We just need to make sure it's accessible to people out there, and people know about the resources that are available so they can use them and go and get the help that they need. But Nathacha, I've worked with you several times, and I'm very proud of you because you are right. You did not let this define you. You came to a country without knowing anyone. You went to school, you learned the language, and you moved forward. You were a Phoenix House, allowed you to come into their home, provide you a place to stay, and now you're working for them.
Working for them.
Yes, as an advocate to talk to young women that comes into the shelter and to explain your journey and to let them know that it's not over. Your life is not over. And I think it's important for us to continue to talk about domestic violence because domestic violence is real. Domestic violence has no status. It doesn't discriminate. It can affect anyone at any time, at any age. And Nathacha, I'd like to ask you, throughout the process that you went through, what did you get out of what you went through in Haiti and what you came here? Like, what's the difference between Haiti and here when it comes to domestic violence?
It's a big difference. And here we have resources available and for women who been abused with domestic violence. And we have the hotline number, you call, we have the hospital, we have people to talk, they will listen to you, they understand the need to help you. The difference in Haiti, you have nobody, even though we called the government and they said, we don't have a car available now to come and get you. And what did you do? They are more in blaming the victim than helping them and listen to him. And when you're in domestic violence situation, all you need is somebody to listen. Listen to you, and somebody who understand that it's not your fault that has happening to you. And people who come and embrace you, encourage you, which support you and help you move forward. But in my country, they're blaming you, criticizing you. What did you do? What did you do to your man? And why is he abusing to you? And maybe you're cheating on him, or they find everything to blame the victim. But here, coming to the U.S., and I feel that I have people who to support me, will listen to me, understand me, and all the resources I needed to survive, and I find them available to me. I wish that my country would be like that, because and a lot of women being abused of domestic violence, and they need support.
Hey, Carmelle, you
And
was
also,
gonna say something.
the problem with Haiti is like they talk about domestic violence when there is a public figure that's a victim of domestic violence. Like I remember when Gino Mondejo get killed, a partner killed her like a few years ago. It was a big deal. If all the TV or the radio were talking about that, even in the diaspora, people were talking about that because she was a well-known figure in Haiti. And a couple of weeks ago, we have Nice Simon, who is a mayor in Haiti right now, and she's a very famous actress in Haiti, and she got a beating from a partner. It was the headline of every newspaper. It was on the radio, it was on TV, the diaspora, the social media, it was everywhere. But after a couple of weeks, you don't hear anything about it anymore.
Right, and I think that was one of the motivation that we had for when Nathacha and I was talking. She wanted to talk about this because of what just happened to this actress in Haiti. because she already had the platform. But there's for some women, young women who are, depending on where they're from and their social class, they don't have the access to come and tell someone what they're going through and for it to be publicized. So I think, it has a lot to do with class and popularity, and we can say that this case is still ongoing. I remember we were in the round table when we had all these different organizations coming into the round table in one of the meetings trying to help Nathacha.
We did a case study on
Right,
Nathacha
exactly.
to find what can we do in the United States to help her out.
And another thing is, too, when there are government officials in Haiti, they have access to everything, and sometimes they even come to the U.S. to get medical attention and then go back to the country. But we were trying to see if we can get some kind of restraining order. But when you get restraining order, you need a physical address.
Yeah.
And if you don't have an address, then what else is there to do? And there should be something in place as far as what we can do to keep victims safe from people that are abusers who have access to the government, can travel back and forth whenever they want to.
But with a case like that, it would probably be easy if we can stop him to come to the United States. We can prevent him to have a visa, since he's not a U.S. citizen. He doesn't even have a green card. So just by coming here for medical reason, we can prevent him to have a visa to come here.
Right. And, it's very hard. And again, Nathacha, I commend you because you did not let this take over your life. A lot of people deal with situations differently, and we take advantage of the life that we have sometimes, but yours was taken. You have your life, but your legs were taken away from you. You're in a wheelchair. You have to have special transportation. And what keeps you moving forward? What keeps you sharing your story and not letting this situation that this man has taken away from you and he's living free? What is it that's keep motivating you and pushing you forward?
I'm telling you, it's not easy. I'm still crying till today. It's not easy for me, but I have to keep my head up.
Yeah.
And I have to take care of myself. Give up, it's not in my agenda. It's like, I believe in God. I trust Him. And I know it's not going to let me down.
Right.
And I do my best. And I do whatever it takes for me to move forward. And I try some meditation sometimes. And I'm trying to see the positive outcome of the experience instead of focusing the negative part only. And by doing so,
Right.
and it keeps me moving forward. And I will never give up. And still I'm breathing. I have hope that one day they might find some medicine or some type of therapy that can help me walk again. And even that not happen, so I survive and I still love myself. And I'll continue to keep living my life in a positive way.
That's good to hear, and you inspire me to keep talking about domestic violence and how to motivate other young women who are going through situations like you, that it's not over. You have the power and the will to move forward, but it's going to take some help. And, there are resources out there. One of them was Phoenix House, which is a domestic violence shelter. Can you tell us the support that you received from the Phoenix House and what resources they also provided for you as well?
Oh, I receive a lot of support from Phoenix House. And Phoenix House, because as Carmelle mentioned, I was living in a third floor apartment with stairs with my sisters. And it was so difficult for me to go down. Every time I have an appointment, and then I was in physical therapy 3 times a week. So my sister and I, we have to pay a guy to carry me from third floor, carry me to downstairs to the lobby for the the driver to come and get me to bring me to the apartment. It was so difficult for me. Oh my God! So Phoenix House has ramp and elevator to accommodate people like me.
Right.
And the director welcomed me, and she helped me. She gave me a room. She gave me everything I needed at that time to survive. And it was easier for me to go out and then go to my appointment. And then also the reason why I moved there, because my ex found out my phone number and contacted me. And it was scary at that time. So and Carmelle said, no, even though the situation is already difficult for you to go down the stairs,
Right.
and it also it's not safe for you to stay at your sister's house because the abuser might find the address, and then it's not safe. You have to move to another place, and that's where in Carmelle and send me to independent living, Boston independent living, and they connected me to Phoenix House, and then it was a great experience too. And then now I'm glad that I am working for Phoenix House. It's a give it back, and I motivate the women to move forward, advocate for them, and to encourage them, to let them know that it's not over. Even though you experience domestic violence, it's not over, and you can have a new life. You can start over and let the past be the past. I know it's not easy. It's always going to be there, but use it as some type of experience that can prevent you to repeat the same mistake, or you learn from it.
Right.
Learn from it, and if at the beginning you accept abuse, for now use it. Say, abuse no more. No more. So when that person hit you the first time, move on. Move on. Don't stay. Don't give a chance. Doesn't matter he brings you flower. It doesn't matter he brings you gift. It doesn't matter he apologize. Don't stay. Don't stay. Move on.
Do you think if you were still in Haiti after this incident happened, your life would be much different than it is now?
Yeah, much different, because in Haiti we don't have like resources for people in the wheelchair.
Okay.
And living in Haiti with my abuser living there, and it's like too much pressure on me, like for safety, no safety. I don't know when it's gonna, because I survive. He's not happy, because it feels like I'm still threat. I can be a threat for him. So here in the U.S., it might have like some protection. He knows that I'm protected by the U.S. government, so you'd be afraid of coming and do something.
Right.
But in Haiti, it would be easier for him to
get
come access to me. It's easy for him.
And your family.
And my family. Yeah.
But do you think you will ever get justice in Haiti?
I don't think justice is easy in Haiti. And then look what happened, as we mentioned, Miss Sim. And she's the mayor in Haiti, and she's victim of domestic violence. And at the beginning, she put things out, and everybody talked about it. After a week, nobody talked about it anymore.
They tried to vilify her also on social media.
Yeah.
And she is re-victimized also because of the domestic violence situation, because of how powerful that the guy is.
I mean, in certain situations like this, I think if, for young women, some women wouldn't even survive after the attack, because you have the mental piece, you have depression,
Yes.
and you're not getting the resources physically, but emotionally, you're not getting the resources for that either. So that causes you to kill yourself a little bit quicker than you would normally die, I think.
Even for medical reason. I
Yeah,
remember
for medical
when Nathacha
reason.
just came, I think there was an infection to the spinal cord or something like that.
Yeah.
That she need to be treated, medically treated for that issue. And in Haiti, I don't know, you never know what will
Right. And
happen.
sometimes when you go to the hospital in Haiti, they ask you American money first
Yeah.
before they can even treat you.
And speaking of the emotional part, so in coming here, I've seen therapists like somebody to help me in overcome the emotional part of it,
Right.
and to talk about it, and somebody to listen to me, in a social worker from Betty's. She helped me a lot with the emotional part of it. But in Haiti, we don't have the psychological support. And for those who have money, they can have like some session, but it's so expensive.
Right.
You have to have money to continue getting that. And I think it's a great experience, like coming here and to this country. You have
And
to-
making the best of the opportunities that
Yes.
you've had and the resources that you have. You took advantage of the resources so that you can better yourself and then let it, whatever you learn, to help someone else that is in the same position, because it's tough. Domestic violence is tough, especially if you are, if that person coming from another country and that person is doing every single thing for you, providing you money, providing you a place to stay, it's difficult to walk away. And you know, God had a plan for you. But now your mom is with you,
Yes.
and she's able to see, you know, the movement that you've started, which is helping other women, and how much you've grown from the last time this incident happened. And I mean, what about your family? How are things now when they see you? Are they like shocked, happy?
I can say like part of my recovery is due to my family support. And I have a great family support. This is the first thing that helped me to survive,
Right.
helped me to see life in a positive
way.
way. And my family always love me. They support me. My mom, my sister, my brother, my aunties from New York, and oh my God, I have a nice family.
That's
Support.
good.
Yeah.
Now, after so many years that you finally come out and people could see your face and put a name to the face, what do you expect is going to happen? How do you feel, first of all?
Yeah, coming out, showing my face, it wasn't easy at the beginning. It takes time to overcome some bad, negative things that happen. And I think now I feel some type of
Liberation.
release.
Yeah, release.
A release in I can say like, yeah, it wasn't bad at all, like to come out and then talk about it, because my situation can help other people to come forward and talk about it and what happened to you, or find some mentor or somebody to just listen to them. I think it's good.
It's good because it's the process.
It's a process.
Even though we're not going to disclose this batterer's name, there's a process and there's a time that you will when you're ready. It's important for people to know that this case is still ongoing and you're still looking for justice. And it's important for people to know that you've came a long way, but you're not letting this define you. You're moving further and further each and every day to share your story, and you will continue to be a support for those who cannot get out of situations, because there's some people who just can't get out, and it's hard.
It's hard. And if you're not ready to talk, don't talk. take your time, because it's not easy. It takes time to cure. It takes time to and see clearly what happened and give a sense of it. It takes time. It's okay, but when you're ready, you're ready. And I think this is what I do today.
Thank you,
And
Nathacha.
we thank you also for what you
We
have been
thank
doing
you,
in the community,
yes.
sharing your story.
Thank you.
And this is just the beginning. I believe that God is going to take you somewhere that you didn't even know where you were going. And I think that your story today, sharing live and, showing your face, is going to open so many other doors for women who are suffering in silence to come out and say, if she can do it, I definitely can do it. Carmelle, would you like to add anything before we end?
Besides just, like I said, that I thank Nathacha for all she has been doing in the community, sharing her story. And I'm sure that's not only helping the woman, but kind of helping the men too to see even other abuser, because it's not only men that can be abuser, but to see that what abuse can do, how you can change somebody's life in an instant.
Okay. So thank you for everyone who is tuning in and watching us live on Facebook. I would encourage you, if you know someone who is going through something, support them, talk to them, share with them your experiences, provide them resources, and we ask you to share and comment, and we ask you, if you have any questions, you can definitely email me at voiceofreasonboston@gmail.com. We're on Facebook, Voice of Reason Boston, and we on Instagram, Voice of Reason Boston as well. So we thank you for your support. And Carmelle, you have one more thing to say.
We appreciate everyone that keep talking about domestic violence for this month, because October is the month that the U.S. Congress put aside to talk about domestic violence, to do awareness and educate people on domestic violence. But domestic violence is something that's happened every single day.
Right.
And at Afab, at the Association of Haitian Women in Boston, you are welcome to come. We are at 330 Fuller Street in Dorchester, or you can give us a call, 617-287-0096. And also, I just want to mention that we got a roundtable on domestic violence and sexual assault. We meet every first Wednesday of the month. So if you are in the field of domestic violence or social work, so you are invited to come to the roundtable. Like I said, it's every first Wednesday of the month. And it's at 10 o'clock. It's 10 to 11:30 every first Wednesday of the month. The next one will be on November 7th. So you are welcome if you are in the field of domestic violence, because domestic violence is something that we are willing to fight on a daily basis. It's not only an October disease.
Right.
It's a year-long disease, and it's a global issue. So we need to talk about it. We need to educate the community about it. Please come and sit down with us so we can see what we can do for the people who are suffering from it.
And you said something that's really true. It's not only for October. It's an everyday thing, and I will continue at least every month to talk about domestic violence, sexual assault, human trafficking. We will continue to have this conversation because it's not only October, it's an everyday thing, and it affects everyone. So again, thank you for tuning in to Voice of Reason Boston on WEZE 590